everyone, and welcome back to Art. I hope you all had a wonderful break. Miss Durbin here, getting ready to move you into the next major project. We are going to be focusing on mandalas. Mandalas are something that is very personal and it can be very decorative. Mandalas, a major focus of mandalas is radial symmetry. And what that means is it is a circular format, but it is symmetrical in a circle. So that means all of the parts and the pieces are symmetrical to each other. So it's like a repeating pattern. It looks kind of complex, and if you Google mandalas and just look at a lot of different examples, you will see everything from really simple to really detailed and really decorative, and then everything in between. So take some time today and research mandala images, and you will see a lot of different types from many different cultures, different imagery and designs. Really cool stuff to look at. What I'm going to do, this is a mandala that I drew earlier today, and this is kind of like my example, but I'm going to show you how to get to this point so that it's not too confusing or too difficult. You do have a couple of weeks on this, so you do have time. So, every other day that you have art, you can kind of just do one part at a time. You don't have to get it all done in 1 or 2 days. I highly recommend spending, 1 or 2 weeks on this. Okay, so I'm going to move my example up and get you going from the beginning. The easiest way to start, we want to get our paper in a square. So this is just a real simple piece of white copy paper or printer paper. You can even use, any kind of paper that might be rectangular. Fold it over to the edge. I think we did this for pop art when we needed a square piece of paper. So you fold it over and then you simply trim that edge off. And you automatically get a square. Okay, so now an easy way to get a symmetrical form, and you don't have to really draw or do anything, is fold. And so I've got a square. The first fold that you need to do is a fold vertically in half. Okay, so just real easy vertical fold. Then I'm going to fold it in half again, creating a square. Okay, there's a square. And I'm going to pay attention now to this corner. It's completely folded up. And so I'm going to kind of hold on to that corner. Notice these corners kind of have an open edge, but this one does not. It's folded up. So I'm going to hold on to that, and I'm going to fold it one more time in half, making a triangle shape. And I am still going to hold on to that corner that's, excuse me, I had to flip it, that's all folded up. I'm going to hold it, because what you're going to do now is grab some scissors, and these other two corners, I'm going to kind of just round them off. Do something creative, doesn't have to be too detailed, but something curved or decorative a little bit. I recommend just a little bit. Okay, and when you open this up, you will automatically have your mandala shape ready to go. Okay, So what you're going to do next, once you have your shape, you're going to grab a ruler, pencil, go ahead and draw these lines in, your folded lines. Okay. And then we automatically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shapes or 8 pieces in the mandala. Okay. I highly recommend this next part, grabbing your Sharpie. Go ahead and outline these divider lines. And you will see why in just a second. Gonna outline these so they're nice and black. Okay, so now they are really visible. What you're going to do now is get another sheet of that thin paper, any kind of thin white paper. This is, again, copy paper or printer paper, even notebook paper if you don't have any drawing paper. Your sketchbook paper, whatever will work is great. Just get a scrap of that. What you're going to do now is go to one of these pieces. And you're going to lay it down, lay the paper down, and we're going to trace that piece. Just kind of do an outline so you get the basic shape. Might have to hold it up so you can see it really good. A little tip, because you're going to be tracing a lot of your stuff on this. A tip, if you can't see good, during the day, you can go to a window in your house, anything that light is shining through, and you can hold it up to the window and do the tracing that way. So I can't see it that good. I'm going to hold it up, kind of sketch out that outline. Okay. So now I have that piece. Okay. So let me take a minute, just draw it out. And then what you want to do is go ahead and cut out that piece. And so this is one of the pieces of your mandala. Okay. So there's the basic starting steps, okay? What you do next is take your piece that you have cut and create a design. Now you noticed on the Canvas page on the assignment, it said to brainstorm and think about all the things that represent you personally, sports, hobbies, you know, any kind of interest, music, nature, anything basically that relates to you. So I really enjoy nature, and so I just did kind of a natural theme with organic shapes and lines and curvy stuff. You know, you can certainly do something abstract, things that you just like to draw, you know, all that's great. So once you've designed your piece, yes, you're going to outline it with Sharpie. Then you're going to flip it over and you're going to outline the back too. Because the next step, once you've done that, here's your mandala shape design. You are going to hold it up to a window and start tracing every piece. In this case, you will trace it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But when you trace it, you're going to flip it every time. So side A, and then I traced side B, back to side A, and side B. And then you do that all the way around until you have traced all the pieces, okay? And hopefully your mandala will pretty much start lining up together because of the radial symmetry. It will start connecting all the way around. And then if it doesn't quite do that, you can also kind of freehand it and, you know, draw these areas that may not completely line up perfectly. You can certainly freehand that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I've done the drawing. I'm going to put it on time lapse. I'm going to outline this with Sharpie and then start color. I highly recommend markers with this project just because of the bright, bold color. Mandalas are usually, you know, very colorful and bold, and so just think about that. Also, if you use colored pencil, try to color dark, use lots of bright colors. I am requiring at least 5 colors on here, okay? So pick out your 5 favorites and then go from there. Another trick with coloring, when you color one piece, you're just going to repeat your color scheme all the way around so that it all connects, okay? All right, I'm going to do some coloring and I will come back in just a little bit.